All right, so I'm going to turn on my construction lines. And turn my focus to the top view. I may want to get rid of some of these construction lines, the ones that aren't going to be useful in the top view. And let's see which ones those would be. This one at an angle. Yeah, that one. Those aren't going to be used. Are any of these three here going to be used? No, they're not going to be used. They're not really in the way right now, but they're definitely not going to be used. I might just get rid of them now. And then this center line right here, I'm going to just get rid of the top portion. These construction lines coming out over here, they're not going to be used either. They're not really a problem right now. They're not in the way, but definitely not going to use them. The only ones that we are going to use are the ones that are going straight up. Excuse me. So these guys right here.
Bless you.
Thank you. I think our next, you know what happened? You know, I have not been sick in since this whole COVID thing started, and I got my vaccine shot last night, the Johnson & Johnson, and holy cow, within a few hours, I was so sick. I spent the whole night just in serious pain, and I feel a lot better now, but man, it really had an effect on me. Just like nasty flu symptoms. And apparently some sneezing as well. All right, let's get to offsetting. Of course, it's a mirrored image, you know, and like always, you know, do you only want to do one side or do you want to do both? You know, if I was just doing this by myself, with anything that's mirrored, I tend to just do one side and then mirror it to save time. But when I'm demonstrating these things in classes, it's better to do it all that way. You guys basically get to see it done twice. So that's probably what's going to happen here. Okay, so let's do the widest portion first. This pivot point here, which is basically this 2-inch cylinder, 2-inch diameter cylinder, is 2.5 inches wide. In the top view, you can see that. So we're going to offset half that distance, which is 1.25 in both directions, 1.25. So that is our widest portion right there. And you know, to simplify this, we might just want to do that object line right now, just to make this really straightforward. We are going to need to put some more vertical construction lines in here in order to do that, so let's do that. Let me get to the right layer for that. One there. All right. So there is that main cylinder. Perfect. And then we'll go to the next widest area, and that is this hole in the back area, this bolt hole. We're shown that from center, its width is 1 1/8 of an inch. So it's interesting how they dimensioned that. So we will, it's like they knew we were going to offset it. 1 1/8 or 1.125. So 1.125 on both sides. And then can make that So that's this guy here to that one. These lines are a little close. There we go. Okay. Perfect. And the next thing we should do is the body that's connecting these two pieces. We are shown, if you look in the drawing below, it says that that portion that connects those pieces is 1 3/4 square. It actually uses SQ. So it's the same in both the top view and the side view, because it's square. So it's 1 3/4, and so we'll offset half that distance. So that would be 7/4, so half of 7/4 is 7/8. So O, enter, 7/8, or 0.875. There we go. And then we'll connect those guys from there to there. Now, how far does this line go over? I'm connecting them, but how far does it go over? Actually, it goes in both directions. Check this out. So it starts here, and it goes across this one, and then it comes into this one. It goes to tangent. So that point that I stopped at is kind of a random spot. It actually goes to this point of tangency here. Let me zoom in on this a little tighter. The point of tangency is where this upper object line connects with that circle. And I'm going to make a construction line go to that endpoint. There it is. So that is where this line actually terminates. Do keep in mind it terminates with a run out, however. So it's actually a fillet that it terminates with. It looks a little bit different in the drawing that they did, but that is how it's done. So we will want to put in a radius here in a little bit when we start doing our radiuses. We'll wait for that. And the same on the other side. And then this ring on the back, this thing here. And it is going to be the same in both views. You could just copy this one if you wanted. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be the same in both of these views. The ring and this drilled hole, because it's a hole. So the hole, this drilled out hole looks the same from any view. Top, right, bottom, it all looks the same. So you could copy that. Check it out. We could just select this stuff here and select the hidden lines, click on all them if we wanted. Say copy, C-O, enter, grab it by the center point, and then just move that on up to there if we wanted. There you go. So that saved you some time. Of course, you could have just drawn the shape again. This item is 2 1/8 of an inch from end to end, as you can see on the drawing, 2 1/8 of an inch. But I'm glad I didn't have to draw that drill hole again. That drill point was a little tricky. Okay. All right, things are going pretty well here. Maybe going to put some hidden lines in now. And this guy also. This guy needs some hidden lines here. We'll trim those out in a minute. All right. Turn off the construction lines and see what we got here. Start doing some trimming. Let's first deal with this hole here. Need to get rid of that. That looks good. Get rid of this guy here. This guy here. Okay, and we'll just delete these. It's time to do some fillets. So all our fillets, we are going with 3/16 of an inch. So let's do that. F, enter, R, enter, 3/16. We're gonna lose a lot of lines here. Look at that. We are gonna lose a lot of lines. We got to put some sacrificial lines in here. A bunch of them, I think. So I'm gonna go to my line command and just make several of these, what I just call sacrificial line segments, so that we can make our fillets, bunches of them, huh? Look at that. Hopefully that does the trick. Oh, and don't forget, to do this, you need a little line segment coming out here. Check this out. This is going to be, you're gonna want to use the mirror command. We're going to be doing this so many times, but I'll do them individually. Okay, and that's a sacrificial line segment right there. I'll start with it. I'll start with that one. So go to my fillet command, and there to there. You can see that. And then there to there. Okay. And now I can pull this one away to there. And yeah, of course, trim this out. But this is going to get trimmed out as well. All right, and then this arc, well, that endpoint, that little bit that's remaining, I can delete. And then this arc, remember, with my nearest snap on, I'm going to pull this back a little bit. So I'm going to grab that and pull it back to about 2/3 of the way. There you go. So it's not a full fillet. So one more time, I've created this on the bottom here, this sacrificial piece, so that I can make a fillet from the one to the other. There it is. And here as well, fillet from there to there. And then I can just trim this or pull this back to the endpoint either way. I'm going to grab this arc in its endpoint and drag it to about 2/3 of the distance. Click on it. I'm going to delete that little line segment bit that was left over. I'm going to trim this one out or just drag it over either way. And that's the look we're after. Now I need to make fillets over here. And again, I've already made my little line segment, so I know I'm good. But you got to have those. Otherwise, you're going to be redrawing the lines again and again. Okay. I think that is that. A lot of fillets. So the upper portion is done. Oh my goodness, I'm a liar. I'm missing the the major piece that connects this whole body with the pedal itself. So there's that piece of steel that is 1/2 of an inch thick that goes right along the whole bottom of this, right? So let's put the construction lines back on. We'll offset this center 1/4 of an inch. There it is. And there is going to be a line going all the way through here. And that is the top view of that piece of steel that joins that's this one here, this line going along the bottom, that piece of steel right there. As you look down from the top view, you can see its edge is underneath this entire thing, which is, and there it is, that guy and this guy. And then it's going to extend out as object lines in a moment. So we'll do that now. We've pretty much gotten to the point on the drawing where they left off and we need to finish it. So in order to do that, I need to project this remaining stuff upward. So in my construction layer, I'm going to just click on these corners and there you go. So now in the top view, I can draw this out. Oops, I need the width. I need the width of this thing in the top view, sorry. So the width of this thing in the top view is 4 inches, just like it is here. So I need to offset that center line 2 inches. Let's go to the center line, 2 on each side. All right. And now I can finish this thing up in the top view, and this is a big deal. This is kind of new stuff. So what does this angled surface look like in the top view? Well, it goes from this corner to that corner, right? So from there to there. You can see it's squished. It's not 4 inches long. It's 4 inches across because that view is not being squished, but the length of it here is being foreshortened, as they say. Foreshortened. And then this continues on to there. And hidden lines will continue on past that. And then you will see its edge here. That's what this this line is showing me. As you look down at it, you'll see its back edge right here. So basically like this, but that's not a hidden line. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So this surface right in here, the distance between these two little lines is this surface right here. There are some who would say you could show that surface, that corresponding surface on the backside as hidden lines. And if you were being really particular about your auxiliary view and your foreshortened views here, if you were being very particular, you might do this. And this would entail showing that edge as a hidden line, like that right there. If you were being very particular. I really don't like showing hidden back edges in these foreshortened views, though. I find it's just too confusing. There's just, it doesn't help. But the object lines, it definitely does. That makes sense to me. That is a benefit. I'm going to turn off the construction lines so you can really get a sense of what's going on here. All right, and just to make this crystal clear, what the big difference is, you know, this item is, I need to put the aligned dimension on. This item was 4 inches square. This, right, there it is, 4 by 4. In this view, it's the same thing. In this view, it's 4 inches in this direction, but in this direction, of course, it's not going to be 4. It's 3.464. And you cannot put that there because that is not a true size. That is not how big it is. So that's the problem with drawing foreshortened views. The parts that are foreshortened cannot be dimensioned. And that is why we do these aligned views here, these aligned auxiliary views, is that the faces that are in question are true size, and you can put dimensions on them accurately. Okay.